is quite simple, to make sure that nobody is left behind. That's why we are here today. So to break down every important highlight into bite-sized piece for everyone to be able to digest. So on that note, I would like to call on my brother Bob Takusi to give us a full rundown of the session with us. After Bob, Collins will share his insight from the technical perspective, and of course that will then open the floor for the rest of our panel members to jump in, either their perspectives on what really stood out to them about the CEO's presentation, or to add into what our brothers already have shared. Welcome, Brother Bob, and the mic is yours.
Thank you, Sister Comfort. Hello, Julie. Good to see you. Hello, everybody. This is your brother Bob from Bel Air, Maryland. It's exciting to be here. These are some exciting times in our company, so it's my honor to be here as always. Good to see everyone. So yes, indeed, Sister Comfort. Last Thursday was one of the best days in my entire being in this journey. First of all, to begin, the meeting, the webinar was very, very professional. It was different. The webinar was short. It was our founder was right on point. It did not take that long, 4 hours, 5 hours. No, it tells us that we are now heading to a new direction. We are now heading to a new direction. The synchronization from our founder Ash to Red Friend and to Jean Aliva, and the rendition of what our founder said was right on point. It was just outstanding. I have to say that right from the gate. The second point I want to highlight is the title of the meeting, of the webinar. Our founder called it the State of the Union. That kept me thinking. The State of the Union. So Ash Mufara is looking at us as one whole family. That's why he calls it the State of the Union. All of us, we are one whole, we are one people, wherever you are. And then he's coming to give us where we are, the State of the Union. So that title, the titling was very significant to me as well. The third thing was his disposition. Ash looked relaxed, he looked happy, he was excited. It seems like there was something exciting within him. As we will later find out, he was just happy to be out there. He was happy to talk to us. He was happy to see us. And then he begins by telling us that he's going to speak to us straight from the heart. Straight Talk Express. He said, whether you are a supporter of mine, someone that have been with me throughout the journey, or you are partially with us, or you have been distracted and gone and tried something else and come back, I'm going to speak to you with purpose and with clarity and humility, he says. Then in a display of humility, he says what lies ahead is worth all the trouble that we've gone through. So given everything that Ash Mufara has gone through, he's telling us that what lies ahead, what is coming, it's worth it. It's well worth it. If he had to do it, he'd do it all over again. And then we see a rare moment of candor. Mr. Ash Mufara, he is fighting with himself. He's debating with his head and his heart. His head is telling him, move on, man, move on. Forget about the SEC case. That's what his head is telling him. But his heart is telling him otherwise. His heart is telling him, you are the man of credibility. You are the man with credible relationship. You are the man with integrity. You are the man with character, and you are a competent man. You have promised transparency, so you must deliver it, and that's what Ash does. He goes on and tells us a developing story about the SEC case, which at the end of the webinar, there's a breaking news. He tells us at that time that they were working on it, things were fairly well, everything was going well. He has a team of lawyers, and he asked us to, he beckoned on us to go look them up actually, and I did. Two of the best leading law firms in this country, one in Orlando and the other in New York. They have what we call cookbooks. If you have a lawyer that's defending you and that the lawyer is called a pit bull, that means this lawyer is going to defend you. This lawyer is going to protect you. This lawyer is going to advise you. This lawyer has one mission. It's your victory. And that's what they've delivered for our founder, Mr. Ash. As before, he talked about the journey. The journey has been long. The journey has been long with a lot of delays and disappointments and mistakes. You know, he said some plans were scratched. They had to start all over again. So it took time. And then there were some people who he thought, also there were some people who were not what he thought they were when they came in. So there were personnel issues, there were disappointments and everything. But guess what? Ash Mufara took responsibility of everything. The buck stops with him. He says, I take full responsibility of all the delays, of all the disappointments, of everything. He carries everything on his shoulder. That's who this man is. And then he tells us we are building something bold. And when you build something bold, there is high risk. But there's also high reward. Then he goes into the survey that we did. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we had a survey, all of us, we did the survey. First of all, number one, the survey tool, the survey tool is a tool that was developed by our team of Dream Team engineers that are working for him. They took 3 days and built that. My brother Collins is going to get into more details of that. And then he tells us again about another conversation by Julie here, our sister Julie here, who was trying to figure out how to broadcast everything in the various channels to that webinar. I had a conversation with Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash goes to the team. They tell him to hold on. He comes back. They come back 3 hours later with a rotator service. That's the kind of thing we have. So my brother Collins is going to talk on those technical details. But Ash Mufara, he tells us that this survey was a survey of engagement to test our engagement with him. Remember, we have been, you know, it was last year in around June 24th of 2024 that the system came to a screeching halt. So not much has been happening, but work has been going on behind the scenes. So Ash Mufara wants to find out how engaged we are. And unbeknownst to him, he was blown away because 90% of the respondents of that survey, number one, agreed that we said that we are with him. Number two, the direction, we want a new, we all overwhelmingly agreed that we need a new direction, we need a new car, we need a new vehicle to take us to where we're going to. And number three, we all agreed, 90% of the respondents said, however time it takes, Mr. Ash, you take your time, your team. You know, and then the data behind, this is the critical part. It's not only the survey that we did, but the data behind that you're able to see, the level of engagement. People were able to come to that survey multiple times, millions of times, he says, and click, and they were engaged with that data. So there's a lot of data that was collected in this endeavor. So the tool that the team has developed might be something else in the future. We don't know yet. Our founder now tells us about a turning point. He says we are now standing at the edge of something new. We have looked at everything that we did wrong and everything that we did right, and now we are going with clarity in the direction that we are going to. We have built a new vehicle, Mr. Ash says. And all our focus is on the target. Behind the scenes, there has been massive work going on and on and on and on. No matter what it takes, or no matter what you think, even if you don't see or hear from Ash Mufara, work has been going on behind the scenes consistently. And that's what he's telling us here. You know, so from the lessons learned, we are going to move forward differently. You know, there's not going to be any hype. He's not going to tease anything. He's going to only come out when everything is ready and tested. That's what Ash Mufara tells us. The rollout this time is going to be strategic. You start small, it says like an arrow. You start small, then you stabilize, and then you scale. You start small, and then you expand. So say you deploy, you stabilize, and then you scale. So he's not going to do any hype of anything, any teasing of anything. He's going to do it the right way. You know, Mr. Ash appreciates us. He appreciates us a lot. He thanks us for being there, for waiting, and he says that we deserve results. We all deserve results, and he's going to make that happen for us. He comes to us again with a plea to all of us. He says, I wrote this down here. He says, stay strong, be patient, and have confidence. And he pledged to us. His plea is for us to stay strong, be patient, and have confidence. His pledge to us is that he's going to fight for us. He's going to continue the journey all the way. In other words, Ash Mufara is telling us to stay focused because we are fine. And then Mr. Ash ends with the breaking news. He started the meeting with the case about the SEC. At the end of the day, it looks like while we were in the meeting, there was some breaking news. So at the end of the meeting, Mr. Ash tells us the SEC case is closed, has been resolved. This means two things to me when I looked at it. Number one, the case or the claim against Ash Mufara on passive has been resolved. Number two, the claim against Asmahan Mufara has been dismissed. This is very significant, and I think all of us should applaud for this. This is very significant because as a man, having a wife who loves you that much and see her in this predicament, it was really, really painful to me personally. So when I saw this claim against Asmahan Mufara dismissed, I was very pleased. I was very elated. So our father, Mr. Ash, is going to move forward. He's going to move forward judiciously with his team of lawyers, capable lawyers who are going to guide him through. So let us all relax. He has told us, he has pleaded with us to stay strong, be patient, and have confidence that he, Ash Mufara, he's not going to leave the fight. He's going to keep the fight for us. He's going to keep fighting for us. That it's our turn to just relax. There's a new dawn. There's a new day. There are better days ahead, guys. So I'm going to leave it there. My brother Collins is going to come and talk some more technical stuff. Thank you. Back to you, Sister Comfort.
Wow. Thank you so much, Uncle Bob. I really appreciate you taking time to do this, because this is just why we are here. You know, there are so many people, when they hear it the first time, they're like, I don't really get it. But then when we go back on it and then you explain it in simple layman's terms, I think it digests and it covers a few more people. So thank you, and Collins, over to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Comfort. Just want to greet all the panelists here. Bravo, thank you for really looking down, everything the way it is. Yeah, that's since Ash came out, honestly, I will tell you, I've never slept, because I'm just thinking every day about those products, and it's just killing me. But just to touch a few, I know it will really trigger Bob again and everyone on the panel. Ash talked about the company, and when I look at this company now, it is really strategically structured than never before. Now I feel I'm in a company, a real company. Most of us have worked in corporate world, we know how they operate. And this is how I'm feeling it. Maybe a lot of people don't see it, but I feel like I'm really in an organized company leading by Mr. Ash Mufara. After the webinar, I was just thinking about Ash. I said, what kind of a man I've seen in Ash Mufara? A man, like Bob said, who will never give up. A man who is ready to take full responsibility of his action, of any action, whether caused by the founders like myself or whoever. He wants to take it upon himself, not with shame, but with humility. He's not taking it with shame. So because normally taking responsibility means you are a great man. I accept the blame. I'm a leader, I accept the blame. With humility, but not with shame. And he said he has learned so much, adapt to deliver something better. You know, you learn, you know, you adapt, and you say, this will never happen again under my watch. That is a man, a kind of leader in every corporate world. They take full responsibility of everything, and then they adapt. They say, now we are moving on. That is Mr. Ash Mufara. So I was thinking when Bob was saying, and even within what happened in corporate webinar, I was looking overall the mission and vision of Mr. Ash Mufara. What is his vision? That's a lot of things people. Why is Mr. Ash Mufara dying for this, something like this? It is his dream. It is his mission. And it's his vision. What is the vision? A lot of founders, they'll tell you they don't know because they have different mindset. The vision is to create something sophisticated, a platform, a digital platform. Call it the way you want. I will call it an AI software development company that builds software, real software. We have been using it every day. Sometimes people believe like they're not using anything. Now we are interacting with machine, whether you like it or not. You are interacting with computer every day. It can be your phone, the apps on your phone. It can be something else. No matter what, take it out. Honestly, our life will be useless. We've seen it so many times. You take your phone out of you, your life is useless. Mr. Ash Mufara is building something like this. This is his vision. And what is the mission? It's about humanity. The vision is the vehicle, which is the software solution. And the mission is about you coming in, participate, use it to bless humanity. Because whatever you want to do, sometimes we think only about financial gain. I said, no, it's not only financial gain. The value that you get from the software is already a gain. We are here sitting using Zoom. Is that not value? We are getting some value, but we are paying for the value because without that, they will cut it off from us. What if Ash brings something like this and people can participate, use it for their meetings, can be NGOs, can be medium size, large size, and everything. That's it, they will use it. So he is building a platform where the platform will bridge the gap between the poor, the have and don't have. The large company, they can come in because they also want cheap software. They want software that is highly sophisticated, but the price point is something that they can afford. Most companies go for affordability. Yes, you have it, but how much is the price? They will jump in because price will be something that Ash always thinks about. So now it's bridging those two gaps. But let us look at those two solutions. We talk about 4 days. That's what was that really triggered my head. They build the survey platform within 4 days. Ash was asking, do we have something? Can we go and check out there if there is something that we can use to do this? They said, don't worry, boss, we'll come back to you. The next day, after 4 hours, they brought it, bam, come and have a look. And it was 100% done. Tested, not a joke, tested. Because this is something that when I said 4 hours, I know they cannot build software for 4 hours. So where are these guys coming from? Can take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days, or 1 week. But when you are telling me they build this for 4 hours, I was shocked. Because I know how technology is being developed. I know how the code, how the line code, I know the number of testing, I know database, I know the architecture behind. So to get something like this is crazy for 4 hours. And Ash didn't say only that. He said now they have analytic tool that can have real-time analysis of your geolocation, heat map. It's not a joke. And I was just like, what is happening here? Then after that, we moved to what? We moved to that rotator. A lot of people think like it's a joke. That's an engine that connects services. We're talking about YouTubes and stuff that can take unlimited. Within hours, these guys, they were able to develop this and push it out. Ash talk about complexity to simplicity so that it can benefit everybody. That is the complexity we are talking about. When Ash was, if Ash come out and tell me, I can build this for 3 days, this guy, I'll tell you, no, go and do it first, tell me. Because I've never seen it. Because the level of testing is crazy. Sometimes I used to talk to Oliver, Bob, Comfort here. I used to show them the level of testing that will go through an application before it comes out. It is not a joke. And these guys, they were able to deliver within hours. Even Ash himself was confused. Are you sure you've tested this well? Are you sure? They said, go and do it. Just tell us what you think. And they were able to use it. The one thing I checked was performance. How would this system operate when it comes to real life? They put it out there. How many of us did that survey? I know hundreds and hundreds of thousands did the survey. Did you ever think about the software collapsing, crashing? Because that's one of the craziest things. Performance testing. We did we test that particular application live, and the application didn't crash. What about the rotator? We're talking about 100,000 coming in, and the rotator is distributing all of us to all the YouTube channels. What if something happened, the unknowns, like what was about the unknowns, and the rotator crash and we are offline? Julie will be sweating. That is the power of technology and the level of knowledge these guys, the people working with us. And I was just like amazed to see it in front of me. That was crazy. I look at the price of each of those technology, the software, the platform. Those who say, I have not built anything. Maybe you are living in a dreamland. The price, market share of Rotator now in the market is 1.2 billion US dollars. Go and check it. I'm not making it up. It's there. Go to Google. In 2026, it will be 2.5 billion US dollars market cap. That's Rotator. Survey platform, companies that are dying for it, is 6 billion US dollars market cap. And I said, I will give it for free. We click pay. Click pay. You have to pay for it. Some company, they'll tell you this is an add-on. We'll give you Rotator. They will give you the click. You have to pay for it. I said, I'll give everything for free. Just to tell you the type of heart this man has. To say, I'm here to help humanity. The things that you think is complex, I will make it as simple as possible for everybody to access it, and I'll give it for free. So I'll leave it there, Comfort. Thank you.
Wow is the only thing we can say. So I was just wondering, Julie, before I come back, please check and reply to my WhatsApp message. So listening to this, I'll come back to you first, because you're the figures guy, you know exactly what you do. What does this mean, like, to your industry, either marketing or sales? You have something like a rotator and maybe the testing thing, the survey tool given out for free. What would this mean to a business?
I think it's the use of that and how it will boost the business that will make the difference. So, you know, when you have a system similar to what we have with what we call affiliates, if you have a rotator system and you've got 1 million affiliates, you need to make sure it gets round everybody, and that's exactly what he's been able to achieve, or his tech team's been able to achieve, which is absolutely phenomenal, because no one misses out, everyone wins. I want to take you back a little bit, because we did a survey recently, and Ash was amazed at the numbers of people that answered that survey, that gave him an idea of, you know, what their thought process was. But I want to cover this again with the figure side of things, because let's face it, we saw 100,000 have answered that survey. Some of us have multiple accounts. Now, if I've answered the survey once, why would I go and do it another 20 or 30 times? So actually, realistically, you've got 100,000 answers to that survey, but you've probably got 300,000 or 400,000 answers from the original early birds. That's huge. That's massive. Now, I'm not going to harp on about the past, because I don't think that's worth doing. What I will say is that I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And I'm not particularly religious, but I do believe that there is something out there that says, hold on a second, this is going in the wrong direction. We need to put it in the right direction. And let's get rid of the underlying issues that have been created. And that's exactly what's happened. You know, if you lose your job sometimes, you think, oh my God, my world has collapsed. But actually, really what, in my case, what actually happened was you get to the next level because you move further forward. And at the time, your whole world was collapsed. But realistically, in a very few months ahead, everything's changed for the better. And that's exactly what's happened here. Everything has changed for the better. We understand, he understands who he can, who he can't trust. And trust for me is a massive, massive issue. But I also want to cover, who would you follow? Now, most people follow anybody that says something online. You go, oh yeah, that sounds really good. No. Be very wise here as to who you follow. Follow somebody who's done it, been there, seen it, bought the t-shirt, knows exactly what he's doing. And I'll give you the reason why I am so strongly behind this man. We have had all of this rubbish in the past that's gone on, and yet he has created a team with them fully aware of what's going on, and they still wish to come and work with him. That to me is extremely special. And if you can't see that, then you have a problem. But my point being is, you need to choose who you follow, and I will follow this man because he is there to help everybody, and all of his current tech team know exactly what his dream is, and he's following that dream no matter what. 99.9% of people would have given up years ago. Bearing in mind this has been going on for nearly 8 or 9 years. Right? Most people would have given up. No, not in this particular instance. This guy will not give up. Now, he's a leader that I would follow. So I hope that helps, Comfort. Back to you.
Andy, it doesn't help. It kind of penetrated deep down. That was just a powerful presentation right there. Thank you so much. I don't just want to comment on it because people need to speak. So Vincent, you've listened to Bob make a snapshot of the entire session. Collins has come from a technical perspective. Andy has just chipped in something really wonderful. What do you think? Do you want to go back to Ash's presentation and bring what touched you specifically, or do you want to add? It's all yours. Welcome.
Thank you, Sister Comfort, and happy Sunday to everyone, those who are here on this platform and those who are watching us from the different locations. So today, thank you, Brother Bob, Collins, Oliver, and Brother Andy for this wonderful presentation. So I know you said all, but I'll find at least 5 minutes to say something also to add to what you said. So something like Sister Comfort said, something that Mr. Ash said, and then also touched my heart also. He said, I have only one goal, and it's to protect you and the security of our platform. So I know he said it, but maybe we didn't put it maybe, but when he meant that he want to protect us, so he's going to protect us for what he's doing. So we'll be protected. Being this platform, we are protected. And then he's also mentioned the security of the platform that is going to create. Because when we talk about security of the platform, it's a platform that is built, the platform is secure, so no one can easily go into the platform, because that platform will have a confidentiality there that is not all the information that will be revealed outside world. And also the integrity of the system. So the way that is going to build this, the integrity of the system, no one also can go there and mess up with the system. Those only who have a permission can access the system. And then the system should be also available to those who should have permission, or those who have the authority to get into. So this is something when you're talking security is talking about. And then when we go to the technical side, because I know Colin mentioned also the performance, because when we build the application on system, the performance also is very important part of the system, because like where we are now, if we have a bad performance, what we are doing cannot work, because we will see that we have a problem of understanding each other and then connection issues. So when we go to website and then you go to the website and then it's slow, sometimes when you click, things are not working as the way it's expecting. This is when it comes to performance issues. So by the numbers of people that are connected at the same day, same time, you see that it's still even good, and then we are working fine. So this is where the performance come to play. But this, we didn't find that everything was perfectly working. So this is where we talk about performance issues. When we talk also redundancy, so that when the system also that it work perfectly for all the users, when you click the information that you're expecting to get, instantly you get the information. So this is also is good also when you talk about redundancy. And then we talk also about scalability. So these are terms that also we use it when like medium, small, or maybe large people can use it at the same time. So you can scale up or down, so the system is still working. So this is a term that Mr. Ash has been working on it, and then it's working fine. And then that's why he mentioned this part of the meeting, that is there to protect us, and then the protection of our platform. So this is basically the protection of the system. So the protection, we should not worry for anything. He has done it, and then you will do it. So he said, we'll do it or die. So this is what I'll keep in a bit. Thank you, Sister Comfort.
Wow, thank you. Thanks so much, Brother Vincent. And of course, I just want to use again this opportunity to say thank you to Julie, because of her services today, we're able to stream live to a few channels, and this makes everybody following live and be interactive. So if you are watching in any of the YouTube channels, please drop your perspective about the whole meeting, and if not, why not subscribe and click on the bell, because we mean business. We have to do this until the CEO is ready, and why not beyond. So Sister Julie, if you don't mind, maybe you unmute yourself, say something before I go back to the gentleman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Comfort, for allowing me to do this. And I wanted to say thank you so much for the Heroes leadership team for continue to run this meeting in the past years. You are the true leaders of the people that follow you. So I wanted to express my appreciation for your leadership and for your love of the company, of the love of Mr. Mufara. Today, I wanted to say something about what it was going on. How I see in the live meeting that we had the other day, the message that Mr. Mufara is sharing is no matter how tough it is, no matter how tough of the storm it is, our founder, Mr. Ash Mufara, core mission has never changed. But the core mission has now, it's so much stronger, 10 times, hundreds, thousands times, millions times. Not only that, it is stronger, it's better, it's infinity, right? And then the core missions that he wants to deliver to the world has transformed into something that nobody has and will have in the world. That's my belief. His focus to deliver these core values, he uses the analogy like the airplane that wanted to soar up in the sky. And then he also used the analogy of the boat, you know, the oval shaped nose at the boat just penetrate through the water. I believe when it is time, our business ready to penetrate the market, like Mr. Mufara says, using the analogy of the plane or the boat, it will go through, it will pierce through the market. Then it will take some time to make some adjustment, the team, and then it will be time where it's stabilized, And then there will be times that has more to come on, and that's my belief. So everyone stay focused. Stay focused, and let's stay focused on the prize. And the prize is what? The prize is the dream of every single human being in this world. So no hype, just the truth. So let's be exciting about the truth. And that's my message, Sister Comfort. Thank you so much for allowing me to have a few words.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming. And of course, focus remains the watchword. Thank you again. So, Brother Oliver, you were there and you've been here today. Whatever you want to say, the mic is yours right now. Welcome, bro.
Yes. Thank you, Julie, for being here today with us and to be our engineer. And look, guys, the global update number 1, in fact, makes me, I am in and fire up. I am fire up. I've been fired up all through for the past 6 years today with this company, and my beliefs with Mr. Ash's mission and vision, the dream. But what really makes me, I look at the structure that the global update one started, that the kickoff on that Thursday, 1 p.m. US EDT time. That structure, it was less than 2 hours. He talks, questions, bam, bam. It was like I'm in the office where I work, my job. I see myself at my job. This makes me to understand now that where we are going now, there's no child's play. And when he talks about the system, they will stabilize and scale, and we'll get into the market, we'll start small, expand, stabilize, and go ahead. That also makes me to know that now the game is on. And towards the end, when he makes that announcement, I was like, game over. He also promised us, he talked about the long lasting and legacy. And he said we should be strong. And he also said that what has united us is our dream, our big, bold dream, and about the beliefs that all of us. When you look at the numbers that in fact, when I went to the YouTube channels, I was calculating those numbers, there were above 100,000 people. That makes me to understand that where we are, Mr. Ash is doing a good job. Guys, he promised us results and action. Results and action. It's very rare to see a CEO as confident. And what makes me also really look at him, he took all the blame. The boss stopped with me. The boss stopped here, but I am sorry. Now you guys deserve results. Now is action time. This is the man who called Mr. Ash Mufara, that he took all the bullets, spent his money, spent his time, family time, took all the risk. We should all fall behind him. And he said the future is now clear, and we are now moving to our destination. We are now moving to our destination. He said it with authority. Affirm. We are fine. Let me go to the two products. These are products that we do survey at my job quarterly. This is a product that I don't know, like Colin said, it's magic that in less than 3 hours they came up with an engine of that rotator. And guess what, guys? On that Thursday, we were using it. On that Thursday, we were using it. This is amazing. With an analytic tool. Colin touched on it. Colin really expand on it. Not only that, that survey application also came out and we use it. Guys, this is the first 2 products in the next phase that we've used, and they adjust the engine. Not even it's not fully developed. Like Colin said, he was trying to see if the system is going to crash. I was looking at the security part of it, because every data that comes to the web, if it's not secure, they can hack. They can, which therefore means this guy they did what we call total testing in all the phases, all the level, and the system did not blink. The system was looking at us like that, and we were using it. People were locking in and out. Guys, what do you think about the products that will be coming up? We don't know when, and when we'll move into the next phase. What do you guys think? The products that are lined up that will be coming out for us to use and to the market. Those engineers, kudos guys, kudos man. Being an IT guy also, with these 2 products, I'll give you people 3,000% good, and my support, all my support. In fact, now I can say, guys, good job. We should be focused. Our eyes should be on the dream. We should not be distracted. Mr. Ash is the power. Mr. Ash is the direction. Mr. Ash is the destination. He said there's no cap. We should focus on him. Now is not the time for us to be distracted. Now is the time we are OES. The global update, maybe 2 will be coming out. We don't know, but we know something will be coming out. And everything that will be coming out, on my own impression, the way I look at it, is good news, good news, good news, good news, good news. Guys, thank you very much. Focus is solid. What is coming, it is going to be secured, and we are fine. Thank you.
Indeed, we are fine. Focus remains the watchword. So thank you, Brother Oliver, for the great delivery as usual. And so I'll head down south if I'm good at reading the directions, and see if my dear sister Sherry Dezoe has something to chip in. Welcome, sis.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. And I'm with Julie on you guys running this show for a long time. So we can see where your heart is. That's for sure. But my thoughts on the meeting was like mind-blowing, which it always is. Ash always gives us surprises. I call them blessings. He's always likes to leave surprises. Would you agree? He always does that. He's just with some kind of big surprise, mind-boggling thing. And I love that you guys have the tech team here, because they broke it down. So, because I'm not a techie person, so I wouldn't know that, but I just kind of know a little bit because of being in this company. But to know that team created that fast, and to know that the team is standing by Ash and what the dream is for Ash's dream to be filled so that other people's dreams could be filled. I'm just ecstatic because I had no qualms about it. Can you imagine everything he's been through, but yet still working on moving forward, which he said he was going to do. So I couldn't imagine that pressure if everything, moving forward and focused. So he is definitely focused, like the bow and arrow, staying focused. And like he said, we're doubling down. I always believed he doubled down before, so I think this is like a quadruple double down, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just blessed to be here, and I'm excited to see. I get chills just thinking of how the new platforms, the other platforms are going to be to help so many people to make it easier. That's what I've always been about. Easy. If it ain't, I'm like Ash always used to say, if it ain't easy enough for his grandma to use, then he ain't gonna have it. And he's made everything simple. The survey thing was like so simple. Like I say it on my lives before, because sometimes surveys can be complicated or not easy. In fact, a lot of times even when you pay your bill on the phone, then when you take a survey afterwards, and it's like complicated. So to have that alone in itself, but then when he came with the rotator thing, I wasn't expecting that. So there you go, blown away again by the amazing, loyal dream team. And where did all this come from? Whatever you believe in, I believe in the higher power. It's all about that. And he even said, without God, I think where was it? I highlighted it here. We're powerless without God. So whatever your power is, whatever you believe in, we are powerless without that. This is all in God's timing. It's all in God's doing. Like brought him the right people who were geniuses. The brain always enthusiastes me. I have it on my dream board here. But the genius behind those people, the dream team who created these things are, like he said, technology is light years ahead. So we already know we're 5 years ahead of the game when it comes to that. So kudos to the dream teams, kudos to Ash Mafar's lovely wife and families, and kudos to everybody out there who is sharing his destination, who is sharing his movement to help our world be more loving, peaceful, and equal. I love you guys. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Sis, for coming and of course for adding your voice. And of course, it looks so well so far. There are so many great encouraging comments. If we have time at the end, I can give a few shout outs to get our people know that we are together. But then let's finish with the people in the studio first. So Peter Rogers, if you don't mind, maybe you'd want to say something. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. What a fantastic webinar. I want to sort of go on the outside of obviously what was said in the webinar. We all know what was said. It's been repeated here many times. I just want to sort of say how I felt about the webinar. I thought it was absolutely fantastic the way it was run. I think it was very well professionally run. Kudos to Judy and her team who obviously helped put that. And I think it was just, the way this business is going to go forward. But I just want to say about people contacting me about the webinar and telling me what they thought. And it's been so positive. It's been absolutely so positive. People, really excited about what they heard and what they've seen. And all I want to say really is for, if you're excited about what you've seen, go out and share what you've seen. Be positive about what you've seen and share it. This is what Ash wants. He wants people to go out and share it and be positive about obviously what's coming and what's going to be happening. I mean, I'm just over the moon of being obviously part of it. I think, as I said, going back to the webinar itself, updates and the State of the Union, I think it was very well put together. And I really can't sort of add any more to what has been already said here today. So I'll just pass it back to Comfort and just a few words at the end.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks, Peter Rogers. And of course, let's hear from our dear sister Ivy. Sis, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I greet everybody, and I just want to strengthen our commitment and our choice to be in such a great company. At times you forget. So my words today from the meeting that we had with Ash, I was so proud. And just like Peter just said, everybody is positive. So now is a redefining of the commitments that you had made. Our great technical staff here has told us what is in it for us, what was said, what it meant. So what are you saying? What you're saying is what is going to move you and everybody forward. we're saying we love him, we love what he's saying, and then we step into the change. The change that we have is so marked. From the beginning, we have seen the structure has changed. A lot of things are going to change. Step into the change fast. There's no need to question it. Step into it. You'd understand it on the way. When the rotator things were moving, did you understand it? We didn't even know what it meant. We didn't even know that word. But what did we do? You just step into it and move. So at this time, it's not time to, just like the Red Sea, it's not time to look back. It's to step in and move forward and move with commitment and move with faith. Somebody who has shown us everything, told us everything, put his whole family at risk. What more do we need? So the empowerment that I got from us, just watching him and all these things that have been said, are the same things that I said, but I told myself, I said, anything that he says, wherever he's going, we are going. When every time, just go to the OES, when they are live, just watch. That is my commitment for this season. My commitment is to stay engaged and be involved. Thank you very much.
I think I like your commitment, and I think everybody sitting here right now is in the same on the same page with you on that, hopefully, because I think that's my commitment as well. Thank you so much, Sis, for bringing that out. So we have our other family members, but they are not on camera. So I would like to go back to Uncle Bob again, because I know you made a general contribution and so many things have been said that must have been tickling you somehow. So if you want to laugh now, give you the microphone. Go ahead.
Absolutely, Sister Comfort. Thank you. Let's see. You know, in my previous discussion, we talked about the SEC case, yes, and our founder, Mr. Ash, also in his discussion, he said he was going to have a special day sometime in the future where he would come out and talk about it. But this is my plea to our founder, Mr. Ash. You know, if he's listening, I don't think it's necessary. Let us focus forward, Mr. Ash. You don't need to waste your time on it to come out and start explaining and talking about this stuff. It's behind us. The case, the claim against you and Unpassive has been resolved. The claim against Ashmahan, your lovely wife, was dismissed. That's it. Let's focus forward. If I were advising our father, that's what I would do. Let's leave it behind us and move forward. Oliver talked about the products. Collins also talked about the products and the time that it took. You know, these guys, they have figured it out. These guys are masters, they are experts. They have a template, guys. They can do anything. Mr. Ash right now is what Ash Mufara is coming out with. The world is going to be spellbound. This man is going to be able to produce anything at a fly because they have a template and push it out into the market if he chooses to. Remember, Ash Mufara had once said, anything that is needed will make it. Anything that is needed is necessary. He's not going to do junk stuff, no, but anything that is necessary will make it. Will make it better and cheaper because they have a template. They know how to do it, and he's got just the right team, just the right dream team. What we call the innovators dream team. That's what Mr. Ash has, and then he has his lawyers at the right hand. He has a team. He has his family behind him, and he has us. Amazing. We are going places, and very shortly, I believe, very shortly, the world is going to find out about Ash Mufara. Very shortly. The impact of Ash Mufara is going to be humongous. The impact of Ash Mufara. He's the one man who's going to have the most significant impact on earth. From Africa to Europe to Australia to all the continents around the world. But the magnitude of the impact that this man is going to bring, you know. So I think we should just stay focused, like everybody has said. Ash got it. He got it. The SEC thing was like an albatross around all of us, our necks. It's now behind us. Let's forget about it. Let's move on. It is done. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. I think there's so much relief around the SEC, but like you say, I'm on the side that I know that our CEO is a wise person. Whatever his heart ministers to him to do, to say about that, I think it's just a bit that he thinks he can tell us. So whatever he chooses to do, we just appreciate him. And the important thing here is the fact that we are ready to go another mile with him. Thank you. Brother Oliver, you want to say something?
Yes. There's also one very, very important statement that he made. Behind the scenes, things are happening. We should not just sit and think that he's there, the tech guys are sleeping. No. Things are happening behind the scenes. And when they are ready, we will be the first people. He promised us that. This is somebody that his words going to shake the world. Again, he said, everything that he promised will be tested and we will be ready to go. Everything that will produce, it will be tested and it will be ready to go. What really pleases me with all this statement is that he talked with a kind of audacity, how do you call it, audacious way, that you know that this is somebody talking, a CEO taking that authority. Global update, guys, watch out. What is coming? He said again, we will roll out. We'll start by small, like Bob said, small will expand. Small will expand. Guys, be ready. Be ready, guys. I will say it again, be ready. Because what is coming? Be ready. Have your short-term and long-term goals. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you so much. So guys, we've been going on now for, it's just barely an hour, and we've made it a point of duty to keep it short all the time so that we encourage our people to come back again next time and watch. This is a very broad, there's so much to discuss. So let's carry on through the whole week. So if you, anytime you want to talk, Auntie Bex is there at least one time a week. You have Redfern, you have myself, you have Julie, you have Marcienne Voyager avec nous, if you understand only French. So let's keep this going, and each time you see any of these people online, or if you want to join and share your thought, we all are open to bring as many people as you want to share your excitement, because this is good news for us all, and we know what it means sharing and saying how you feel about the progress so far. So we appreciate you all for coming. We thank you so much for the great contributions. I hope this goes a long way, guys. Share these videos and make sure that everybody gets informed. Wake some people up who have gone to sleep and they've slept a bit too long. If they want to, you don't have to force or convince people to be part of this movement. Thank you, and see you again same time next week. Bye, guys.
Right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udwoje. Dialogues with Jageru. Today, I'm in studio with my favorite guest, Diambo Utieno. Diambo Utieno is a researcher. Diambo Utieno is a communication specialist, and he's a member of this community. Today we are going to be talking about something that has been talked about several times, and this is wash. And a lot of people do not understand when you're saying you are washing money. What exactly does it mean? And today, for the next several minutes, we are going to be talking about that. And if you are watching this episode now, you need to watch it to the end, because we are going to be talking about different types of wash and how they operate. But I first of all want to be able to introduce the larger concept of wash. Diambo,
yes.
How are you doing this? First of all, I want to say happy birthday. You are turning what?
Very old.
Very old. Hata wanaume siku hizi hawasemi
hapana.
Okay, so.
Ageism may kick in.
May kick in?
Yeah.
What is ageism?
Ageism is where people use your age to define you.
Oh yeah?
So keep them guessing.
How so?
So somebody may say...
Negatively?
Somebody may say you are old, or somebody may say you're young.
You don't know anything you're talking about.
Or you know something you're talking about, or they eliminate you from a conversation. Ageism.
That's ageism.
Yeah.
I think is that why some of the Gen Zs are telling me are doing away with and telling me you're an old man.
Yes.
You don't understand shit.
That's ageism.
Like yesterday, I was having a very heated conversation with the Gen Z. I told them that I think that you guys are overestimating yourselves. Then you don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So now, wash is a very interesting topic, Jagiro. And wash has been around for quite some time. Basically, wash redefined, or wash clearly understood, is money laundering.
Yes.
Now, what is money laundering? It comes from the very basic definition as the word sounds. Laundering is washing.
Okay.
Laundry. Nakumbuka laundry. Laundromat.
Laundromat.
Yes. So laundering is washing money, and it is washed in several ways. Initially, wash. When you heard of wash in the early 2000s, it was about people having black notes.
Yes, and printing.
And printing.
Printing some fake-looking notes.
Yes, and telling you that you have 10,000 shillings. Bring I print for you. We multiply the amount of money.
Because that's what we have always known as wash.
Yes, but that was conmanship. That was not wash per se.
Okay.
Yes. Now, real wash is where money is obtained through illicit means from across the world and from across different sectors.
Okay.
So it could be one, money is obtained from corruption through government deals or government scandals, the ones you hear.
Okay.
61 billion lost, 30 billion lost. A project somewhere has been paid air money, etc. Then we have fraud.
Okay.
Fraud could happen in government, but could also happen in the private sector. For example, in 2014 or 13 thereabout, there was one corporation, which means government and private people.
Are you able to come in a little bit?
Let me try that.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Very good. Yeah. So there was a company that lost about 7 billion shillings in Kenya, and the paper trail could not be really followed properly. We could also have money stolen from private people in terms of banks being robbed, something called phishing. So people who are very aware of IT could hack systems. Like the other day, you saw this gentleman.
Yeah.
This gentleman who was saying that they stole 11.3 million from a betting company.
Yes.
That is also a source of illicit money. Then we have drugs.
Okay.
Narcotics, which is the biggest source of illicit money. Then we have finally gold scams, which is the most popular one in Nairobi today.
Do you want to call it gold scam, or you want to call it mineral scam? Because are they only selling gold, or?
Yes, I would call it mineral scam because there is coltan.
Yes.
There is iron. There is cobalt. I mean, you name it. All the minerals that are like coltan. Coltan is very very potent in terms of quality of the money it can bring in. Coltan exists in every device that you're having, including this ones you're having here.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So that is basically the source of this money. Then now once this money is obtained, they move the next place where we call it placement.
Okay.
Now the money is there.
So, assuming that a government operative has stolen, let's say, 500 million, it is stashed in an account somewhere in Dubai. So they want to bring it in Kenya.
So now this is how it happens.
Okay.
So we start with the government one.
Okay.
Now, when government officials steal money, they don't steal the hard cash. They steal it through tenders, contracts, and funny ways of obtaining the money from the government systems. Then once they have this money, they don't actually have it in cash where they are. This money is always transferred to shell companies. A shell company is a company where the directors are proxies to this main man. So like for example, I can have my grandmother with the CR12.
Okay.
Or I can have a girlfriend from Dubai on my CR12. So and then the girlfriend, the company is paid as for services that they did in Kenya, but actually there's no service done. Okay. Or it can also be budgeted corruption, where, for example, a road is to be constructed at 6 billion shillings. So, for example, there's budgeted corruption, where we budget a road to be 6 billion shillings, but the actual value of the road is 2 billion shillings. So which means 4 billion is stolen money. This is the most popular one in Kenya from government officials. Budgeted corruption. So can you take us through? Can you backpedal a little bit and explain a little bit of that? Okay. So during the budgeting process, there are always valuers who value the cost of a project. Okay. So like for example, Kenya wants to construct a road from Nairobi up to Mau Summit. You know where Mau Summit is? The one that now you leave the Eldoret route and you go towards Londiani. So that road could cost, let's put the actual figure or an estimate figure, could cost 200 billion. The actual cost of construction. Okay. That is estimating, which could be very, very high. Then instead of having it at 200 billion, we have it, the people who are in government, they budget their own amount inside there. Okay. So the actual cost of doing business is 200 billion.
How have they gotten the actual cost of the building?
Because the
valuation.
Valuation.
Who people that they have also paid from the government coffers?
Yes. So the people who actually do valuation of roads.
So
yes.
In the other financial year, they costed the valuation.
Yes.
In the following financial year,
they placed the money. They budget for it now.
Okay.
Okay. Let me give an example that is practical. When Jimmy Wanjigi brought the question of the SGR that was to be constructed from the port of Mombasa to Malaba, it was going to cost 50 billion shillings only. Okay, 50 billion. And this was not going to be done by government. This was going to be done by a private person, which means they're going to construct, operate, and then hand over. By the time Uhuru Kenyatta was getting to power, this idea was brokered during the Grand Coalition government.
Ilia Nusumkati.
By the time the Uhuru Kenyatta and his team were getting to power, they shifted this money. They reviewed this amount to 325 billion.
Wow. That is how many percentile increase?
That is close to 400% increase, or thereabout. And this 325 billion was to construct now this same SGR from Mombasa to Nairobi. Remember, at 50 billion, we're going to construct this SGR from Mombasa to Malaba. At 50 billion.
To Malaba?
Malaba. You know where Malaba is?
Yeah.
Past Kisumu. Huko, next to the border. But now at 325 billion, we're going to construct from Mombasa to Nairobi. Before you knew it, it jumped further to 625 billion. Are you surprised? 625 billion. From 50 billion, it was 325. 325, again, it was reviewed to 625 billion. And now for 625, it was coming from Mombasa still to Nairobi. Then there's another 325 billion that was taken to extend it from Mombasa, from Nairobi to Naivasha into Uhuru's farm. Literally. Okay? So this is how budgeted corruption works. So this one was going to be a loan from China. Now it is no longer PPP. It is now loan and match-up.
What is match-up?
Match-up is where the person you're asking for money says, I'm going to give you 70%, you must provide 30% of the amount.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
So now you match
it's like asset financing.
You match it up from your pocket.
Yes.
And that means from the government's pocket.
Exactly.
And that means from the money, the people's money.
Exactly. Now, not to go too deep into it, because it can take us a whole day to discuss it. This other amount, because the actual cost of constructing this thing is actually 50 billion still. Even if we factored in inflation, it won't go past 100 billion today. But already 625 billion was put in place. A bulk of this amount did not come from China. Bulk of this amount came from Kenya.
The public coffers.
The public coffers. So this money, there's no way you're going to put it in the system in Kenya, because it will imbalance the system. It will raise the inflation. When a lot of cash is in the market, it will raise inflation. So you take this money out, and there are countries which are called safe havens, where these monies are taken. Okay? So let's say 300 billion is taken out of Kenya. Where is it taken? It's taken to Cyprus, it's taken to Swiss, it must have heard of Switzerland, it's taken to Cayman, it must have heard of Panama Papers.
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands. Because they have very discreet policies on accounts of people who are...
Because these governments are earning interest on this money, and therefore it serves them.
Correct. So now this money is there. So now this fellow wants to bring back this money to him. This is what we call capital flight. Capital
flight.
So money leaves Kenya, is not coming back as investment. They go and invest it there, and they wash it there. Okay? But now it takes time for them to bring it back in Kenya. And that is why between 2021 and 2025, we have had a sharp rise in wash activities in Kenya. Sharp rise. Because now money is being flown back in bits. There are guys who you see them, they're just living lavishly in Nairobi. And you wonder, what job is this guy doing? They're just smartly dressed and there's nothing they're doing. And they're driving big cars.
With an S250.
S250 is too small. They drive S400 Maybachs. They drive G-Wagons. They drive the best vehicles you'll ever see. So now, this is one, in terms of government. Two,
that's atrocious.
It is very painful. Two, these guys who are in narcotics. You know, there's no way you're going to enter narcotic money into the
financial system.
Now, why is it difficult? Because our audience needs to understand.
Yeah.
Why is it difficult when you have the money? Why is it difficult to just go and deposit in a bank? Because you should just be able to walk into a bank and put the money and tell the bank I've brought the money.
Yes. Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
Bank and do business with it.
So now our audience must forgive us for their naivety. Because when you have money, when you're used to money below $1 million, Bob, you don't know what I'm talking about. This is money beyond $1 million. These are people who can operate over 300 million in a month. Okay? So for you to deposit 1 million shillings in Kenya today, you must bring the invoices, all the receipts, all the contracts, where you got this money from. Otherwise, there's an automatic reporting system in the bank that whenever deposits above $1 million is made, then CBK is notified. It is automatic. And when it's a suspicious activity, like when you deposit $1 million in a day, 4 million, or even just 3 million in a day, it is flagged. Okay? Because once you bring this money, you need to give evidence that actually I did a job. And personally, my account has been flagged before for receiving such monies. And not that I am a wash person. It is money that came from a client.
Yeah.
But since we didn't have proper paperwork, it was like, I'm going to do you this work, it is 3 million shillings, you will channel it to my account. It is out of trust. And the client has too much money. So when the client paid, this particular bank called me and I had to explain. And the client had to be called and asked, did you actually do this? Can you then provide the documentation? Otherwise, this account, we cannot give this guy this money. Yes. Okay? So, narcotics is the other one, where there is too much money that you've obtained and you cannot put it into the system because for every amount you put in the system, you need to comply to tax regulations. So how would you explain walking around with 30 million shillings? You want to deposit in a bank and you can't pay tax for it because you don't have a company that
Yes.
you get the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a company that is going to pay the tax. You're just working with it because you're a knucklehead. Okay? Now, what do knuckleheads do? They open a saloon, transport, they go to real estate. Yeah, these are places where they wash the money very, very fast. Okay? So knuckles have the money. And now, from where they are...
When you call them narcos, it sounds like Mexican.
Okay, yeah. Drug lords.
Drug dealers.
Drug dealers.
But narcos is also okay.
Yes. So when narcos have this money, they come to Kenya with it, or Africa. For a long time, it's been Nigeria and South Africa that have been very big in this wash thing. Kenya started picking up strongly in 2021.
Is there a reason as to why?
Yes, there's a reason as to why. Because by then, Kenya was very relaxed in terms of their money laundering laws.
Yeah.
It was very, very relaxed. And the hotspot for money laundering, as I said before, is in Kilimani and Lavington. That is the hotspot in Kenya. In fact, the highest concentration of wash people is in Kilimani. Now, these wash people that I'm talking about, they are not the ones who actually generate the money. These are cleaners, they're laundromats. the laundromats.
The laundromats.
The actual owners of the money are abroad. So, for example, these drug dealers.
Or they are in Kenya, but their money is abroad.
Or they're in Kenya and the money is abroad.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the money is abroad. So the money is channeled into Kenya.
By way of cash.
By way of cash. So for narcos bring it by way of cash.
Yeah.
So you ever had somebody's arrested at the airport with dollars, with like $6 million in cash?
I also heard that they can actually charter plane and land in land in Wajir.
Exactly.
With the dollars in a chartered plane.
Exactly. Especially the failed states like our neighbor. Our neighbor is one of the biggest routes for bringing this hard cash, this fake money, or this ill obtained money. So
failed states. You mean Uganda?
No. I mean the one the one with the largest coast, Somalia.
Yes.
Yeah, Somalia is a failed state, and it is you find Somalis in Nairobi today doing very big business and buying real estate. Do you know why? Yeah. Where are they getting the money from?
We have been told that Somalis are very entrepreneurial and they have got their brothers and sisters abroad that are always pouring money into the country. And if a Somali goes to the Ambu, who is a fellow Somali, and say I need 3 million, they will give you, and they will trust that you'll do good business and they will return it.
That is very true. We don't deny it.
Yeah.
Community level is very true. But where is the money coming from? Who has been arrested the most at JKIA with illicit money transfer? You've heard of these companies where they use money transfer, whatever, Dahabshil, etc.
Yeah.
They were even accused one time for financing terrorism activities.
Yes.
You remember? These things come because there is somebody somewhere with money and they want to channel it to a particular country. So they have carriers.
Yes.
So let me... This clear, Jagero. Somebody has the money, the hard cash, in terms of drugs that have been sold or in terms of piracy, that the money is always brought in cash, then they want to now enter it into the system to clean it now. That's what's called now wash. So what they do is that they have these either women or men who are in transport industry. Transport industry is the best to wash the money, because in a day, somebody owns 5 vehicles. The vehicle does business for 35,000 per day. 35 times 10, so for example, that is 350,000. This is the legitimate money that is supposed to enter the system. But ikifika jioni, this person goes and deposits 700,000 daily. So it means 350,000 is what?
Has been washed.
Yes.
And they can have 10 of those buses.
So they can even have 2 million buses. Okay? So the more buses you have, the better. Are we together?
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, so let's say, for example, this person was given 6 million to wash. 6 million, you take them how many days? You can calculate. It will be very short days. It will be like 2 weeks. And that money will be in the system. So once ameingiza kwa kampuni yake, like my company now has the money. So what I do, I pay his company a shell. It's called a shell because it has no office, it has no workers, it has no address, it has nothing. It is just a bank account and a name. That's what is called a shell company. So the money I pay that company for services, quote unquote. Services delivered to my transport company. See, he has received his money.
Yes.
He has received his money. He has received 6 million, Bob. Or I can charge a fee. And normally people charge a fee of between 15 and 25% of the total amount. So he receives his money. The second one is hotels. So if you want to enter the transport industry, just know that you may be competing people who are not actually working.
Yeah.
They are actually cleaning money. Hotel. See these big hotels, very big hotels in Kenya and beyond. Most of them are not making money. Somebody has 6 billion stolen from the government or money stolen from whatever, and they want to clean it. So the hotel, if you sell food and even the rooms are booked, normal occupancy rate in Kenya today is between, in fact, it depends with the season. Like for example, January to March is always a very low season because people are back to activity. April, thereabout to August is mid-activity. Now, between now and December is the highest, is the peak. This is where the hotels register 80 to 90% bed occupancy.
Yes.
Okay? Now, when hotels register 80 to 90% bed occupancy now, that is where the hotels make most business. But you tell me, a hotel that is having 20 to 30% bed occupancy in January is recording over, let's say for example, a hotel that would do the real actual or the true value of money that they could transact in a day on legitimate business is 3 million shillings in a day. But now in January to February, January to March, this hotel has been transacting 10 to 15 million per day. Will you go and count how many people slept in the hotel rooms?
You cannot count.
You cannot count.
And even the people taking coffee, barbecue by the pool.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
You can't count.
Outside catering.
You can't count. So what happens? This person deposits the money, then he pays out this money to the shell companies again.
People are providing food.
Yes.
People are providing whatever. Yeah.
So you're paid for catering services.
Cleaning companies.
Cleaning companies, exactly. Those, you know, you're getting it. These people are, they're very brilliant.
Yes.
The other one is events, entertainment.
Transfers from the airport.
Yes, transfer from the airport. And that's why you find hotels doing very powerful businesses, but you don't really get it because who sleeps there?
Who sleeps there?
You walk into these hotels, most of them don't have people sleeping there.
Because people no longer actually sleep in hotels.
People are actually going to Airbnbs, but hotels are still doing business. Okay, the other one is entertainment. You've seen in Kenya, we're bringing celebrity XY.
Okay.
The gate fee is 10,000 bob or 5,000 shillings. People are paying. Tomorrow in the newspapers, you hear the organizer of the event saying, I paid, we spent 200 million in this event. I'm not telling you what they got. We spent 200 million. Very easy. Do you know why celebrities are the way they are? Even the ones you see in Kenya, some of them, not all of them, are the way they are. It's because they are the easiest to clean money through as well. Because they only need to do events. Will you go and count that at the gate there were 20 people who turned up? Or there were 1,000 people who turned up?
You cannot.
You cannot count. The next morning, this person shows up with money at the bank and wants to deposit 200 to 300 million. Will the bank refuse?
And
is willing to pay tax.
The bank is asking,
yes.
Okay, where is the money from?
Yes, saying it's.
And then you say
it's the event.
This event.
Yeah, the event.
And they saw it.
Yeah, and they saw it.
The person receiving money saw it.
Legitimacy. So that bit that it is seen, and the media work is always huge.
The media work
is very huge.
Media work.
Yes, they ensure that the media has covered it big time. It's all over the news. It's all over TV. It's huge. So 200 million tomorrow morning. Okay, what do you want to ask? Do you want to ask for the ticket fee or whatever? Because there's no regulation to date that all event entries must be via traceable systems.
Yes.
They're allowing for cash.
They're allowing for cash.
So whether I have, so you get it.
However new the notes are, don't question.
Don't question. Okay.
So the notes must be squeaky clean.
Yes. So which means
do not look like they're from an event company.
Which means this money had come to Kenya in cash somewhere, or it had been wired through card system, which I'm coming to. Somebody somewhere, one of these celebrities, is just having the money, and now it is time to enter it into the system and wire it back, because these monies don't sit in Kenya. Whatever you see remaining in Kenya is the percentage of this small money that these guys have. And also, those cars you see these people driving, the flashy cars, they are not actually their cars.
They are tools of trade.
These cars are what we call liquid form of the money, not in terms of the liquidity of hard notes, because liquidity can either be in hard notes or easily disposable assets like a car. And a car is not actually an asset, a car is a liability. Okay? So once these guys have bought these cars, whenever they want to sell them, they can sell them like this easily through trade-ins, etc. And because that is easy money, offsetting a house is very difficult compared to offsetting
a car.
Okay? So then Atena amekuja, he's paid the money, the bank has recognized it, he ships out this money back to the person out there. It goes back as legitimate money.
This just makes total sense.
Yes.
Because you are saying these people that are organizing events have no problem with paying platinum, diamond, 5 million Kenya shillings.
That is small.
Yes. Or let's say 10.
10. Diamond doesn't perform below 10 million.
And there are others who come from outside that are paid even 30 million. And that apart from that, they also charter plane.
Yes.
They also pay for the
hotel,
for the entourage.
The entourage. Yeah. Yes.
So at the end of the day, one artist is going upwards of 80 million.
Yes.
And you're wondering, tickets really? Tickets?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't work.
It can't work.
And and then there is just that big artist. Then there are others that have been paid 1 million, 2 million. You get you
the curtain raisers.
They can curtain raisers that go up to 13 sometimes, because the event starts at 2.
Yes.
The main artist comes at 10.
Yes. That's how it works. So and by that time, by the time 10 is hitting, or by the time it's hitting 10, the main artist comes and performs for 30 minutes and goes away, or 1 hour, and you are very happy. Oh, we attended the event, it was very nice. Tomorrow in the newspapers you see it blowing all out there. Now, okay, so that is narcos. How narcos clean their money majorly, and also governments. Okay, now let me explain for you another. There's a big game called carding. You know carding?
From the ATM card.
Yes, from the ATM card. So there's credit card and debit card. Let me explain. So a debit card is a banking card that you use to withdraw money.
The money you have.
The money you have. So you only debit from the account. Debit means removing. Credit means credit card. If you have a credit card, you're somebody who is very having a very good work environment and a very good bank relationship. So the bank gives you money in advance, that whenever you
feel like,
don't be disturbed. Whenever your money will come, we'll just deduct. So the credit card is always limited. So some people have credit cards which are 200,000, some 1 million, some 2 million, depends with your agreement with the bank. So these credit cards, like for example America, is very susceptible to this thing. America has so much money that America operates on credit. And most Americans who are watching this, listen very carefully. When you go to the grocery, or when you go to the supermarket to buy anything, and you swipe your card, be very careful to note that the money that you've swiped is actually the actual cost. Whenever you give your card, you hand your card physically to the other person receiving it, and he turns, or just where he stands, he can take a photo of the back of the card. I don't know if I have my card here. I want to demonstrate for you what I'm talking about. So like mine is a debit card, okay? from this. It's a red card. I don't want to expose the company.
You don't want to expose the company?
I don't want to expose the company. So, yeah, I hope. let me try like that. So, and let me cover this.
That sounds like Barclays. So go ahead.
Okay.
I hope that you are enjoying that episode, people of the internet. You know, everybody says there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their own town, in their own city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call fathers, but there are no jobs, right? Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them. I have worked for a long time online, I think more than 10 years. I work for Americans, I work for Europeans, I work for the Chinese, the Australian, Canadians, Ugandans, name all of them. And last year, I had a eureka moment. I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I have been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a book called Gold Mine, 18 Side Hustles for Africans. And it sold a lot of copies. In fact, I was going for, sometimes I was receiving 500 orders in a day. In 2025, something happened. AI came. I think in 2025, AI came. It came in 2024, but in 2025, it is here with us. And people say AI is taking away their jobs. And for me, I'll say false. There are actually AI jobs. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. We now have in my book 25 online and offline side hustles that you can do anywhere in the world, whether you are in the village, whether you are in your small town, whether you're in a marketplace, whether you are in your house, you can do them. In this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance, drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I have made and lessons I have learned over 15 years in this online job market. You can become an executive assistant to busy folks in Europe, America, and Canada. You can also get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. There are many of them and they're in my book. You can also build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce without a shilling. You can also become an affiliate marketer or an online English tutor. And you can also do tens of AI jobs, and they're all in these books. If you have a job, that is fine, but I know around you there are so many people that are always looking for jobs and at home watching Netflix. Buy this book for your brother, for your sister, for your mother, cousin, husband, who is back at home all day, all night watching Netflix. Okay? Buy it for your friend, that friend who is always asking me for cash, you can buy this book for them. All the information is in the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or you can go to my website, which is oduorjagero.co.ke. The book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. Or if you're anywhere around the world, the book is $10. So thank you very much. Back to programming.
If it doesn't come out clearly, then just so okay. This card. They take a photo of the front.
Okay.
The one that I've covered.
Is it a 12-digit number?
Yes, this 12-digit number. Is it 12 or 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 12. They take a picture of this. Okay. Then they turn very fast to the back. There's this place that I've covered.
Yes.
It has the CVV.
That is actually the password.
Yes.
The password.
The password. This one. This is what is most important in any card transaction.
Yes.
So once somebody accesses this card of yours and takes a photo, they can withdraw your money endlessly until the whole amount
maxes out.
Until it maxes out. So it depends with the maxing out limit that the bank has given you. So there are people who have specialized in that in America and beyond. So they steal cards.
Where do they steal this card from?
It's called identity theft, yeah? They steal card. So they steal these cards from people who go shopping. They steal it by doing identity theft, which means they can clone this card. These cards can be cloned. It's just a magnetic strip. And they already have the cards. So it is cloning. So which means they get my details and they clone and they always withdraw. And I am not able, there is a way that they block the notification. I am not able to see that money is being withdrawn from my card. Then it is wired.
The notification.
Yes. So you can't receive a notification on your phone or on email that this transaction has been done. You can't receive it. But where does the money go? They go to companies which are not also traceable from the end of the administrator. They cannot see where this money has gone. But they can see that money has left because they wipe out the tracks. So the only way to get where the money has gone is forensic audit, which means some forensic auditor, some cybercrime forensic person,
FBI,
must come and decrypt and understand this is the flow. And majorly, when they remove money like that, they either send it to offshore account. Now, offshore here is Kenya. I want to understand. So Kenya, there's a group that does carding. I call them the Amex group. The job basically is to time or to do identity theft and send the money to, let's say, my company that is communication company. Because I do events, I am sent for, let's say, 6 million.
To do an event. That will turn out to be just a small conference of 20 people. But the money is sent. They've paid me. Then that money sits in my account for some time to gain legitimacy. Then I will withdraw it later in chunks. Okay? Then I wire it back to whoever sent me the money. That is for carding. Now, most of these people you see, these young boys in Nairobi, who are living very lavish lifestyles, very lavish, they're doing that because there's nowhere to take this money. You meet them, they have the cash. There's nowhere to take the money because it is already there. It is either coming as cash or it's coming as Amex money, and they have 25%. You know, most people think that this is too much money. This is not too much money. If you're surviving, you think $1 million is too much money. But these guys have over, because 25 could be 40 million. And they don't know what to do with it. They don't, because their mind is not investment oriented. Their mind is obtainance oriented. They are obtaining. So now once they obtain, they don't know what to do with it. Now what do? They start buying very lavish vehicles and living very lavish lifestyles and flying them girls around.
And flying them girls around and doing whatever you call it. Anyway, so now the whole thing is here. We go to the gold scam now, or what you call mineral scam. I think that is the most popular one in Kenya lately. And as I said last time, people from your home do it a lot.
From Nyakach.
Yeah, people from Nyakach. Even yesterday, I think I was discussing with you, was it? There was a gentleman who was caught for defrauding a foreigner some money.
Yes.
So let me say this, Jagero. You are conned at your point of greed. You are conned at your point of greed. So identify what is your point of greed. Anyone who has been conned before, they know. They are conned at their point of greed, not need. Greed. Your darkness, your theft index, your desire to steal. There is where you are conned. Your desire to beat systems.
Your desire to accumulate.
So, for example, of course, there's gold in Congo, but these guys can't fly into Congo. There's gold also in Kenya, Makalda. There's gold in Rongo. Now Yugis, where I come from. There's gold in Ikolomani. There's gold in Taita Taveta. There's gold all over. But remember, Kenya has very weak guidelines in terms of mineral processing and whatever. There's very weak.
And all that.
Yes, there's very weak guidelines. Unlike Tanzania. Tanzania has very strong systems. That's why you find big miners in Tanzania. In Kenya, they're artisanal miners. Now, gold comes from Congo. Congo has some embargoes on it. There's a way that they cannot sell that gold easily. In fact, Congo is at war. Everybody's mining. Everybody's a warlord. They have their small space and they're mining and they're removing the gold. And then the gold is flown into Kenya. So legitimate is not flown, it's brought via panya routes into Kenya.
Panya routes.
Panya routes, yeah. Panya routes is like at the border.
Yes.
You know it. They're not passing.
Why don't they fly them?
They can't fly it because it has to pass through custom. And when it passes through custom, they must verify the origin. Because there's a rule, there's a law. Because money is gold. Or rather, gold is money. You see, I don't know how to explain this better for you, Jagero. The currency of a nation is against gold deposits. Nothing else. You must have gold reserves. And where are these gold reserves? They're in Britain, they're in America. Countries literally take gold to America, okay, into the reserve. And then...
Why can't they just have their own? Why can't they just have their own?
Which is the world standard currency?
The dollar.
The dollar. So why is it a world standard currency? It was adopted as a world standard currency, okay?
Yes.
Remember, America owns the SWIFT code. You ever heard of SWIFT code?
Yes.
That before any international transaction goes through.
Walinyang'anya Russia.
Exactly. Okay? Before any transaction goes through, it's America who will have to verify it. America will have to okay it. Now for them to okay it, they follow the trail of this obtainance. So, for example, Kenya has to buy gold from the international market, take to America, and then America increases their dollar reserve. So then America can give them dollar because America prints dollars out of the thin air. Because then they don't have any reserve. It is the world standard of money, so they just print. Kenya cannot risk that.
That is why
do you remember
tried printing it and failed terribly.
Yes. When you risk that, you'll have something called fiat currency. Which means currency that is based on nothing. Money that is based on nothing. Money must be based on something. So majorly money is based on gold. So let's say this fellow has gotten his gold from Congo. And the legitimate gold business people in Kenya, like it's called Nitni or something. They do a lot of jewelry. Somewhere I've seen their farm somewhere. Those ones are legitimate. They do jewelry business. It depends on the school where you went to.
So they sell gold or they make jewelry?
So they sell gold. So they get the gold and sell. Like I think the one that you're wearing on your hand is gold. Right? Yeah. So like when they bring the gold, they smelt it.
Make them cut my hand, man. What's the problem? It's not gold.
So they bring the gold and smelt it and make it because it's legitimate business for them. But there are these ones who do not do legitimate business. So and this is where whites now need to listen very carefully, especially these ones that are tricked in Kenya every time. So there's a fellow in Kenya who has a gold selling company which is legitimate, registered, etc. and does legitimate business. Because there's this gold rush. People want gold to go and do stuff with them. What happens? So you come to Kenya, this person introduces you to the lord who sells the gold, and there is the mining official who normally is not a mining official. They even have KRA stamps. They have everything, and they give you a small piece of the legitimate gold. They have legitimate gold. So they give you a small piece of the legitimate gold, which they have bought before, to go and test, to confirm even the quality of the gold that they are selling.
And they give you this for free?
No. They give you plus a security person. And majorly it's always either a police officer or an armed person.
Where are you going to test it?
So the place where you test it. You can test it with them there, or you can go and test it at a designated lab where you don't want to test it.
Yes.
The condition is it must come back. Because you only want to test the purity and confirm the quality of the what? Of the gold. So you go, test it with your person, he assures you that this gold is fine, and in many instances, the person they're sending you to is their person. So you go and test it there, it's verified, then you have to deposit the money, so that the gold, in gold there is no deni. There's no crediting in gold. In gold you deposit first, and then the shipment comes to you. So they're the big boys. There's the Taiwan of gold business in Nairobi, who do legitimate business. But then there are those ones, the assistants around them, who would love to do the same business, but they don't have the actual gold. So they sell fake gold. That's where they now smelt tricycle padlock and make them into bars or gold nuggets. So you paid your $5 million US. You're waiting for your gold to be shipped. Then they actually ship for you something. They actually ship. Then when you open this shipment, you realize it is not gold. because now you've taken it for test. They said, no, me, I sent you gold. Even the papers are there. It was actually verified that it was gold.
Really?
Yes, it's what happens here.
Oh, okay.
So you are
so they are telling you that our gold left Kenya.
Yes.
Something happened.
Something has happened. That one is not our business. Maybe we deal with those guys and understand, or maybe report them to the police. Because you can see the papers. The gold was cleared even by customs. Remember? Remember, the customs person is their person. The testing person is a racket.
Which they can easily finance, because if somebody has got 5 million USD,
yes,
you can do anything.
Of course. And they have this money. So what happens? And remember, once you receive your box, and realize it's not gold, what happens to you? Like, I have to go back to Kenya and do something and report them to the police. These guys have defrauded me. That's why you see them always being arrested and holding those DCI placards. But now that's where the game starts. All this initial process is nothing. This is where the game starts. Tell me, Jagero, have you ever seen any gold scammer who has been convicted in Kenya?
None.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's because it's a racket. Can you imagine a gold scammer has 5 million USD? The judge earns 600,000. The prosecutor earns 200,000 on the max of 300. The DCI officer is even living in a Mabati house. Okay? This is just the reality of the matter. What happens here? The fellow tells you, okay, I have a client. This one, you want to wash him 20 million shillings. So yours is 3, the judge is what? It's a racket. So when you take them to court, or when you take them to the criminal justice system, it goes nowhere. That's now the actual laundry. So you've been washed clean. This money is legitimate.
What is how does the judge pronounce this case?
So the DCI does not take it forward. Or even if it takes it forward to the court, then it is dragged for a long time, because there is no limit on when a case should be done in Kenya, except for the presidential election.
Election in 3 days.
It's actually 14 days from the time of filing of the suit. It's within 14 days should be determined. But is it 7? I don't know. But it's very short. It's less than 2 weeks. That's the only one where it is clearly delimited that you have to finish and make a judgment within these days. Now, these cases, they're dragged for over 2 years, 3 years. You travel into Kenya, you're even risking your life, because you only have media exposure for 1 or 2 days.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's
and then it's done. And then it goes completely moot and quiet.
Exactly. So who wants to come back to Kenya and risk their lives? And you've heard that whites have been shot when they're going to watch game park or something. Whites have been abducted. Do you want to risk your life because of that small money, quote unquote?
So how should they have bought the gold?
That's why I always say, always ensure you have the law on your side. Do things as legitimately by the institutions as they should have been, or as it's prescribed in the procedures of acquisition. If you are going to do things in a weird way, ensure that you have the street behind you. But if you don't have the street behind you, then they will wash you.
So why is this person that is being washed? What is he running? What is his point of greed?
The point of greed is to obtain profit. So when you obtain gold that has not passed through the system, it means your profit is going to be huge.
Or you're buying below the market price.
You're buying below the market price and you have evaded tax. So wash basically is about evading tax.
Because or evading and playing the financial system.
True. You're evading and playing the financial system and also evading tax. Because Jagero, 16% that we're talking about at below 1 million. It's nothing. You will see it as it's not so huge. But anything beyond 10 million, 16% means 1.6 million. You're losing 1. Actually, that's why very rich people do not pay taxes. Very rich people don't pay taxes. In fact, they evade tax. And many people don't know that even in the payment of tax, you should not pay tax on the income. You should pay tax, especially for business, you should pay tax on the profit. It's not 16% of your income. Because what happens? This income, maybe cost of business is like, let's say you're earning.
So there is a lot of inflating of overheads.
Exactly. And look, it's very blunt. If you talk to any taxman, they will tell you, inflate your overheads and you pay less tax, but pay tax. Okay? But many people don't know. So these guys know that at their level, 16% means 1 point, means 10 million, means 20 million, means 30.
Yeah,
means
like
40.
16% of 3 billion, for example.
Yes, that is too much money. That is 200 and something, I don't know. I'm not very good in math. But it's huge amounts of money. That is loss.
Yes.
Okay? Now, the other point where Wash people also excel, Jagero, is in real estate. Do you know why you cannot buy a house today in Kenya? Especially in Nairobi. It is because in the past 3 years, 64% of the over 1,000 cases that have been reported as money laundering schemes is from the real estate. Whenever you see a country or a city that the real estate is thriving, one thing is for sure.
Man, they're building them, bro. They are building them they are planting them like crops.
They're planting them like crops.
Ooh, if you go to Kilimani area.
Yes. Yes. Every morning.
What is going on there,
exactly.
man?
That is now.
Where is the poo going to?
That is the.
Can you tell me where the poo is going to?
Even the government does not know. And this started with Kidero when he became the governor of Nairobi.
Yeah.
He authorized this high-rise construction that is happening here in Lavington, Kilimani, especially Kilimani.
Yes.
It's too much.
Man, I saw a humongous house next to a street.
Yes.
And you're wondering if this thing really pushes up like this, and we have people, families getting in here with cars and trying to get out of this corridor to go to the office.
Like where I stay, Jagero.
Yes.
Behind me, you've seen 1,000 unit block coming up. 1,000 unit. The road is the same. The sewerage system is the same that was meant for the bungalows, the original Lavington bungalows. Now that 1,000 unit house, these people, where is the field these children are going to play?
But you see, that is directly behind you.
Yes.
Opposite side of the road, there are three.
Three that are coming up. I don't know, there are 1,500. Jesus. So now that one. For you to have money in economy, there's something called marginal propensity of income. For you to have money that you're going to spend, okay, it means you have something called disposable income. It is disposable income that you can use to build. That is why in many states, public housing or housing is a question of the government and not a question of the people, because you cannot afford. The only way you can afford these houses is by a social scheme of rent to own. What Ruto is trying to do with what? That is his program. It's called what?
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing. Now today, Jagero, a 3-bedroom house in Lavington goes for how much? It goes between 13 and 27 million shillings in an apartment. Do you do business that can get you this house?
It is hard.
It is hard. Who are the occupants of these houses? Who are the ones buying these houses today? Can I tell you? Sudanese, Somalis, government thieves, and drug barons, and wash people. Because they have disposable income. They don't know what to do with the money. And they buy these houses in cash. You hear off-plan? Off-plan buying?
What is off-plan buying?
It means you buy the house before it is completed.
Oh!
So well, you as a realtor, your work is to get people who are buying the houses. Okay? These people are actually there with the money. So they buy the houses. Okay? How do they buy the houses? They come to you the cash. You want 18 million. Okay, I'm paying you 9 now. See, there is 6 months period. I'm paying you the rest 9 in.
Or I pay you 9 times 4.
Or I pay you 9 times 4. That is why, this one will bring me problem, but I'll say it. That is why it is very difficult to buy a house where Somalis or Sudanese have started buying those houses, because they're ready to pay even more, because they want to clean the money. So they will pay you 50 million instead of 18, and they tell you the rest, there's a way you will buy it back to them, so that it's legitimate. Very soon, Jagero, in Kenya, these very many houses that are being built in Kilimani, these high-rise buildings, they will be vacant. because they're being built and then people who should rent them don't have the capacity.
And I hear,
Yeah.
even if we were being told that the water table of Nairobi is depleting.
You remember?
At a very fast
You
rate.
remember? Yes.
And these people are actually sinking up to 5 boreholes in one property.
In one property. In fact, let's say in 100 by 100 plot, which you'll find like 2 apartments, 2 high-rise apartments.
Yes.
Every apartment has sunk a borehole. The water table there is depleted because there's no way. That is why building there's a plan around it. And maybe the government needs to put in more stringent measures to ensure that building, just like it was before, if you want to build, let's expand the city outside. Because you just pass here, Kitengela, that is total land.
Yeah, even in Kumuka Huko.
Yeah, that's total land.
These high-rise buildings will do really well there.
Go back to Limuru, total land, up to Naivasha. Why are we not building on those sites? It's because the government is very complacent and they are earning money from these things. These authorizing these high-rise buildings.
Oh,
they're not even healthy. People are dying in those buildings because there's no sunlight. If you live in a place where you can't access sunlight, the house is cold eternally. Some of the houses in Kilimani and Lavington, you can't live in them.
They are too cold.
Too cold.
And you can't afford electricity to heat them.
You can't afford electricity to heat them. So,
I like the last part of the
so that is placement. Now, so one was obtaining the money, which is dirty money sources.
I hear pneumonia cases are rising.
Very much. People are dying of pneumonia here. People are dropping dead in these houses. People are waking up dead in these houses. Waking up dead, quote unquote. They're not waking up. Like when the day comes, you find they're dead. I know some people will crucify me for that. Now, the second one was placement. You've obtained the money, so you place it. Obtaining money is through corruption, fraud, drugs, gold scam.
Yes.
Then they place. How do they place? Depositing, buying cars, land, or they do this acquisition of this funny property. Okay? Now, then there's something called layering. Layering. So they layer the money. Now they want to beat the system. How do they beat the system? One is they do something called multiple transfer. Has somebody ever approached you, Jagero, and told you that, Jagero, I have a business for you. And the business is very simple. Do you have a PayPal account? Or a Pesa or whatever account that can transact up to $60,000?
Hey, I've been approached by 3 people.
You've been approached?
But they were all Ugandans.
What was their deal?
Their deal was to wire me money and
Yes.
then I give them back some. But
Exactly.
I knew my account was going to be closed. I knew my PayPal account was going to be closed.
Immediately.
I knew.
So that's
Because my account has been closed before for 6 months.
Now layering, that's how layering works. So somebody has the illicit money. They want to legitimize it. So what do they do? They do multiple transfers. So they have small accounts. So they send you 60,000, somebody 60, somebody 60, hivo. Then once you receive the money, you wire a little back legitimately, right? So, and as I've told you, you'll only maintain between, it depends on the percentage. Some even tell you can only maintain 3% or 10%. The rest you wire back. They can even tell you buy cars. So that when we want, we can sell this cars very quickly. And the people are always willing to buy this cars.
Yes.
Okay? Then there is the offshore account in terms of layering. So, like I told you before, the government thief has obtained the money and sends this money to an offshore account.
Yes.
It is safe there. It is safer there because in Kenya it will be disturbed. Then there's cryptocurrency and,
Yes.
and forex nonsense. This one I must say, and young men should avoid this. Cryptocurrency, you don't understand it, avoid it. Where we're talking about bitcoins, etc. If you don't understand it, avoid it. For those who understand it, let them do it. But crypto is the easiest way of layering stolen money. Why is money being encrypted? Have you ever asked yourself? Common sense, money that should be operated validly, openly, is being encrypted. Once there's secrecy shrouding it, that one simply tells you exit. This is not clean money. Somebody is transacting something because you can never trace the origin of cryptocurrency. That's why they tell you, oh, cryptocurrency business. Cryptocurrency business. Then you lose money. People have lost money on cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies have collapsed. You've seen them. In America, there is a big one that collapsed and the gentleman was even arrested. Okay? The other one is on trade invoices, where guys, of course, bring fake invoices. what I call air supply. Remember talking about air supply in the other episode in Political Headache?
Yeah.
So that's how air supply works. So there's a trade invoice which is not legitimate. It's raised and money is paid against a trade invoice. Then the other one is buying luxury goods. So luxury is a hotbed of wash. So I buy a watch worth 10 million shillings. Do you know why that watch is 10 million shillings?
No.
It's because I can move it from Kenya to the United States without being asked, without having the worry of carrying the bulk of 10 million shillings in cash.
Wow. That's called what?
Luxury goods. It's a way of layering. This watch of mine is by Peter Parker. It's quite expensive. But it is not the standard that Wash works on. There are watches worth 30 million or 40 million. I leave Kenya with it, go with it to America. I simply remove it and I obtain the money. That's money transfer right there. So when you see somebody wearing something very expensive watch, be careful, very, very careful. The other one is art pieces. You and me love art.
Yeah, art pieces.
Art pieces are very expensive. Have you ever wondered? You know, most artists don't know. When you go to these galleries and you find a piece of art being sold at 600,000 shillings, and then there's art display. Gallery. Have you ever done those things? We are going to do viewing at G What Gallery. And the viewership, you don't see the people you know. You don't see the Odhiambos. You see white men and Arabian men. Yeah, the Arabian men. The what?
The Arabian men.
The Arabian men. They've come to view the art. And it is expensive art, going for 6 million, going for 3 million, going for... So that art is a way of money laundering as well. Most of them. If art is not within accessible amount, like I don't know if you remember the Mona Lisa thing.
Yes.
You know, it's one of the most expensive pieces in the world because the sentimental value attached to it. Okay? It's very easy for Mona Lisa art to be transferred from X to Z. It's very easy for a sentimental cap. You ever had somebody saying that Michael Jackson's shoe was auctioned for 30 million? What value does Michael Jackson's shoe has that is being auctioned for 30 million? Those auctions, be very careful with them, especially where they are auctioning very high value goods. Be very careful with them. It is not clean business, majorly.
What do they do with after they have paid 30 million for Michael Jackson's shoe?
So that's how they transfer the money. So the person who has the shoe is legitimate, is a collector. You ever heard of collectors? Mimi ni collector. I collect luxury. So when they pass, they're collectors, legitimate. They fly for legitimate. And where does this money fly? This money flies those private jets you're talking about. Just recently, or some years back, if your history serves you right, there was a president of France called Nicolas Sarkozy. You remember him?
Yes.
He was involved in some very big drug issue.
The plane,
you remember?
Yes, I remember the plane.
Remember that case?
I remember the plane.
Most of this,
and those guys were all arrested.
Yes, and they didn't know what was going on because for them, they don't have to verify who has brought what into the jet. They don't actually care. So them they're flying.
Well, I think the pilots knew something about.
I doubt if they. I watched that thing, but those guys. They were jailed, but later on they were.
No, I think I wrote somewhere also said that it is the responsibility of also the pilots to know what they are carrying.
Yes, but back then they won't know what military suitcases in the jet. It's suitcases. Who wants to care about what these suitcases contain?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But also
private
the pilot should have known that this is not a cargo plane. I mean, 26 suitcases, you're not flying a cargo plane.
You know, when I saw the gentleman say that he saw 26 suitcases and he wondered, like, who is this that is flying 26 suitcases?
Yeah.
And the person who was accompanying the suitcases did not even know what was in the suitcase.
Yes. I think the pilots were mules.
The mules, right? Yeah, it could be something like that. Now, after layering, now we move to integration. The money has been layered. It's entered somehow, somewhere. So now they want to reintegrate it into the economy or into the market. So that now it is very legitimate. So that now they exist. So wash people are retiring. Now this is how they retire.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, they reinvest into real estate. Again, real estate. And I told you, whenever you see real estate thriving very much in particular areas, There are people who do legitimate real estate business. I must tell you that.
Yeah.
But there are people who have realized that there's a window in this real estate business, and they are pushing it an edge further and making it difficult for legitimate real estate business people to trade. Because, Jagger, I told you, right now in Lavington, Kilimani, Kilelesha, wherever, houses 2-3 bedroom are going for between 12, 13 to 18, 27 million. Not many Kenyans can afford that. Of course, we have about $1,000 millionaires in Kenya. Okay? So let's say you're targeting $1,000 millionaires, because they're the people who can afford 20 million like it is nothing. 20 million Kenyan shilling like it's nothing. But how many more people who legitimate realtors want to sell to, but they can't access them because the market has been spoiled?
The idea is that, okay, for us, we're going to launder the money.
Yes.
What happens to those houses is none of their business.
Exactly, but it's some of their business. Can I tell you why? So once I build a real estate business, like for example, where I'm staying, that house I was talking about,
yes,
it is 1,000 units, and the land is in it has a title deed that is in the name of person XYZ. So they go to the bank and take a loan. They go to the bank and take a loan against the security,
which is 1,000 units and the land.
And the land in Lavington, 1 acre goes for 300 million shillings minimum. Yeah, it's one of the most expensive pieces of land in Nairobi. Now, 300 million plus whatever is there, it could be valued at 1 billion shillings. Then they go and take a loan against it. Listen to me very carefully, Jagero, this one. So they take a loan of, let's say, 1.5 billion. That should be having an interest of whatever amount on it.
Okay.
Then they default on paying the loan. You as a bank, what do? You
go and repossess.
So what business does banks really do? Or banks really do? What they do is they have a lot of securities which if people default on, they offset.
Yes.
They sell, they auction. Today, even banks are crying. They can't auction because nobody is there to buy these pieces of land and these houses that are being auctioned.
Oh, I see. So you've given somebody 5 billion.
Yes.
He has given you a security of 1,000 units plus the land.
Yes.
He cuts away the 5 billion to wherever he's going.
Yes.
And then defaults.
Yes.
And say, okay, you've got a security. Deal with it.
And the gentleman is living in America. What will you do? He's going with the money. Or he's living in the UK.
And by law, you can only repossess what the collateral.
You can only repossess the collateral, though there's also the age where you can sell the collateral and get the balance or the difference from the person. You can still get the difference because it depends on valuation. But there's nobody to buy even this security that you're having. So banks are stranded with houses, securities.
Which are mostly houses and
and land and cars. Banks don't know where to sell these things.
Because I am just thinking.
So that's the business.
I'm just thinking because this is very interesting.
Yes.
It will be very difficult for a bank to sell something for 400 million.
Who is going to buy? That's the question. Who has 400 million lacking somewhere, just sitting, waiting for some auction to come and buy? Okay, it's the easiest way of buying houses, of course. Like, for example, a house that is valued at 70 million or 150 million in Karen. The most brilliant way of buying that house is not going for a bank loan. It is timing the auction.
And you don't know when it's coming.
No, auctioneers are always there. Auctions are always there. So you just time an auctioneer and ask them what property is available. They'll tell you, this property the bank is looking for, it was 150 million, the bank is looking for 70 million. So you will, of course, bribe the auctioneer some amount. But now there's the valuation. You must evaluate a property before you auction it. Because initially, it was on the fall of the bell or on the fall of the hammer.
Initially, it was on the fall of
the hammer, which means the highest bidder.
And now it's on the fall of what?
Now its valuation does be valued, but still there's corruption within it because banks are stranded. They want the money. Bank without cash is nothing because bank's business is selling
the government
the money.
is asking for some.
The government is asking for some. So that was one.
Yeah.
So loan is a very good way of retiring. They retire with that money. It's legitimate, it's good. They're living large, they buy yachts and they're living whatever they're living. Two is businesses. So you find a former wash person or a former money launderer has since evaded the radar of the police. He's just calm, he's invested in his real estate somewhere or is invested in a school.
He's got 20 Airbnbs.
He's got 20 Airbnbs.
A
small hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
So this small hotel can clean the remaining amount or the amount was cleaned, so he's just peaceful. He's obtained financial security, financial independence, and financial security. So what is this person looking for? Maslow's hierarchy of needs is at the highest level, self-actualization. So they go into politics. They go into politics.
Okay.
Easy. In politics, when they go there, they go to protect their interest. That is why when you're shouting outside here, our rights, you don't know what's going on, because the people who are in parliament, majority of them, and Matiang'i said it in 2022, are wash people. That's the reality. Majority of these parliamentarians who are in parliament today, I say without fear, they don't understand policy, they understand nothing. Because what they are doing is protecting interests of their masters or their own interests. Because once you're in parliament, you are a vote on policy. You are a vote on a bill. So the government has to lobby you. So they don't want to rough you up. Because when they rough you up, they could lose a bill. Okay? It's very interesting. Politics.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
We know.
Yes.
We know what he has done to be where he is.
Exactly.
But he's an asset.
He's an asset.
And sometimes we can push him a little.
So they tell you on a leash. Utakula kwa urefu wa kamba. Yeah? Unaenda kidogo ukileta mchezo, they pull the kamba. They're like, come back. So they send you DCI. Come back.
This podcast has to end now.
Finally. Yeah. So some of them live the extreme luxury life. Now I can tell you, I've been to a few houses in Karen and Runda. They have actual deposit of hard money in their bankers, in their safes. These people are.
At the time they visited another politician.
Yes.
And very big cars came out of that place.
Yes.
I
tell you that day, it was somewhere in Karen. This politician was a very interesting one. He had too much cash. He had stolen too much cash, and it was not very brilliant because he was just a normal. A normal career person.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, the government, he stole so much money and kept the actual cash. So when the new regime came in, they sent somebody to say hi to him, and they disabled the CCTVs, and they carted away 7 Land Cruisers full of hard cash, and not 200 bob. It was thousands and dollars. Okay, Jagger, thank you.
Thank you very much for the internet. This was amazing. One of the cringiest episode of So this was about money trail,
yes.
Right? It was a money trail.
Money trail.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So now you know about Wash. We have discussed it for about 1 hour. Today I've got very good news that YouTube just given us the check.
Yes.
We passed the 100,000 and then we added another 10,000 after that. And then we were given the check telling that now Dialogues with Jagero is the only channel that is recognized by YouTube on YouTube.
The Wash people will not now stand.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Odhiambo, for always giving us this insightful, pieces of advice. And until another episode, bye for now. Thank you.
First of all, do sick people get horny when you're going through?
No fucking idea.
Around this is disclosure. I want us to dive a bit into disclosure. So, what does your dating life look like? Hi there, everybody. My name is Roberta Bobby, and you're joining me again here for another hour on Heartfelt with Bobby. And today with me is Mr. Omondi Ochuka, an amazing writer. And I'm just coming from reading an article that he wrote to kind of answer the questions of the discussion that we're gonna, not kinda, actually answer the questions that we're going to discuss today. Omondi is someone that is living with chronic illness. That's right to say. Okay, thinking about this conversation, it's a bit uncomfortable even for me.
It's uncomfortable, not a bit. You're shook. I could actually look at your mind and take it apart the way you're trying to filter words. What am I going to tell this nigga?
Yeah, it's who?
Yes.
Sijui kama nianze na disclaimers za kusema, I'm largely here to learn.
Yeah, we are. Both of us, actually.
Yeah, as the audience is. And I might ask a question in a very uninformed way that maybe even promotes ableism, but I need you to know that I need you to correct me, or if I say something the wrong way, please feel free to to put my words together in a way that is more respectful, because as a layman, there's a lot of things that we're not privy to. There's a lot of information or probably exposure that we lack, especially to proximity with people living with even chronic illness, or maybe say disability, or anyone who seems to be a bit different from us, So it's but I feel like I might tiptoe around.
You will.
A few.
You will. And this is also, let me just save Roberta from over explaining.